welcome back to A3's video series, Safe and Secure. My name is Alexis.
And I'm Kevin.
How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Doing great, man. I have a question for you today. What is one thing you learned about yourself during quarantine?
Ooh, self-reflection question, huh? Probably since there's very limited amount of things you can actually go out and do. I think probably the biggest thing I've learned is that I suck at golf.
That's funny. I feel that. I don't play golf, but I feel it.
Yeah, I'm not real sure I can say I play it either.
Well, keep trying, man. Keep trying. So on this episode, you spoke to Camille Saraceni from Safe in Schools about this online platform that they have to discuss, the standards, the resources, and procedures for school safety in these facilities. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, Safe Schools, an online training program, was bought by a larger company called Vector Solutions.
Mm-hmm.
So Vector Solutions is one of the largest companies for online training. They cover a whole bunch of different areas from public safety to architect engineering, but they own the Safe Schools platform. And Safe Schools is basically, I can sum it up like this. How are you going to train 5,000, 10,000, 40,000 employees in school safety procedures when you have this really tiny security emergency management department?
Right.
There's no way they can get out there and train individuals face to face, which is probably preferable, but not reasonable. So that's where Safe Schools comes into play in their platform, being able to get your information out to all of your people and ensuring that they're trained.
Wow, that's a good way to put it. These school systems are so big, and everybody needs these resources. Nobody.
A lot of it's all mandated by law, so
Exactly.
it takes a lot of the burden off of the school district.
Awesome. Well, without further ado, here we go. Camille Saraceni, Safe and Secure.
So, Camille, I know you and I have known each other for probably 7 or 8 years at least, I would think. How long have you been with Safe Schools?
So I actually started working at Safe Schools in 2006. So it's been a while. I think this will make 14 years.
Oh, wow.
But I actually started out there as a marketing coordinator, and it was a small company, so there were about 6 of us in the office. So it was more just do everything and help whoever needed help. And so it really got me to learn the company really well and the ins and outs of kind of what the sales reps did, what content did. Well, we didn't really have any official content teams at that point. It was just kind of everyone chipping in. So it's really grown, and that's where I started, and then moved into production, where I was actually making our courses. So I was able to learn more about the content and how we worked with our authors and got the information that we have and put it into our system. And then we kept growing and growing. And so finally I was over my head at that point. I'm not a content person. I'm not a, web developer kind of person. So it was time for me to switch over into more of a regional sales role, which that was in 2012. And I just loved every second of it.
And you're pretty much all Southeast?
I cover all of the Southeast. I cover 9 states, anywhere from Arkansas over to North and South Carolina, and then all the way down to Florida.
Awesome. And tell me a little bit about Safe Schools. What is it y'all do? What is it you're trying to accomplish, your mission, any of that kind of stuff?
Well, Safe Schools, we're really known for Safe Schools training. That's kind of our main focus, but we have a whole suite of safety and compliance programs. So I would say our main focus is just helping districts to streamline their safety compliance, being proactive about reducing risk and reducing injuries within their school, and also showing compliance, because there's a lot of reports and things in our system that help districts to be able to say, okay, this is what we've done, this is how we're handling these issues. and it just really helps to maintain their records.
Yeah. So you mentioned you guys are heavily strong in the, K-12 and training and those kind of things. And with me being a steering committee member of the Partner Alliance for Safer Schools, we talk about all the time that you got to have great policies and procedures, and then you got to follow that up by training with your people. So
Right.
how are you guys able to help the school districts train their people in things from social emotional learning all the way through to physical security?
Yeah, so within Safe Schools training, we actually have a library of courses, over 250 courses that are all related to health, safety, and compliance. So we work with national authors who are safety experts to write our content, and then we deliver it through our LMS. So districts can assign courses from our library to staff based on their position and location, so they're really able to customize who is getting what training and then show the documentation. We also have a way that you can create your own custom content, so that's really great for those policies that you just mentioned. If a district wants to attach a policy to one of our courses and assign it all together so that they make sure that the district employees have the policy information, all of the training related to it, and then a quiz at the end, they can kind of group it all together.
Gotcha. So obviously you guys are in hundreds, if not thousands of school districts. Mm-hmm. What courses do you see you guys utilize, or the K-12 utilizes the most?
Well, in the Southeast where I focus, we've got the standard bloodborne pathogens training, child abuse prevention, things that are kind of federally mandated. And then we get into other things like bullying and youth suicide prevention, a lot of workers' comp training to help with back injury prevention and slips and falls. So it's really a wide variety. We even have transportation courses, things for nutrition services. We have so many courses, and our content is just it covers such a wide variety of topics. It's really for anyone in a school district to be trained on things that relate to their jobs.
I think one of the biggest things for me with the Safe Schools training is just that record and documentation that Johnny sat through that course and took the course. Bloodborne pathogens, for example, since that's mandated by OSHA and everyone has to take it. Back in the day, the nurses would give the training, and they may or may not have good records on who was in attendance, and so I think that component is fantastic for especially large districts that
and
are trying to manage that.
It's actually time stamped and documented. So if you needed to pull up a specific employee's records, you could say, okay, Johnny, for instance, completed bloodborne pathogens on August 24th, and he spent X amount of time in each section, and he answered all of the quiz questions correctly. You can see all of that within the system. So it's more than just, hey, he did it. It's a lot more information for.
Yeah. I know you guys do have some great relationships with insurance providers out there, and obviously our problems in K-12 are around training, slip, trips, and falls, bloodborne pathogens, all those kind of things. So if those are our problems, what kind of impacts are those problems having with K-12?
Well, we've done case studies with insurance companies, with school systems that are using our program. And you mentioned slip, trips, and falls. That is what makes up about 80% of workers' comp claims within a school district typically. And the districts that are using Safe Schools to provide that preventative training, they're seeing huge reductions in those incidents. They're able to, show that the system and providing training to their staff is making an impact. Also, back injury and lifting, things in nutrition services, that's always a huge area as well for workers' comp. And so being able to show, hey, we're providing this training and the reduction in incidents is just massive.
So Camille, if a school district wanted more information on Safe Schools as far as the course offerings or a demo or any of that kind of stuff, how would they go about doing that?
The best way to find information, I would say, is to go to our website at www.vectorsolutions.com. And from there, you can also request free trials. So if you wanted to actually take a look at some of the courses and see how the platform works, you can log in and do that on your own time, as well as getting more additional information from a regional representative.
So Camille, inside of Safe Schools, obviously you guys started off as a training company, but now I think you guys have a whole another suite or a bunch of different modules. What all kind of problems do you solve inside that K-12 district?
So along with the health and safety compliance portion, we also do some professional development, especially related to special education. We have a program called Exceptional Child, which is a library of special education topics, and they are a little bit longer, so they're more professional development than compliance training, but they're kind of similar to the Safe Schools training in that we work with nationally renowned authors who are specialized in this specific topic.
So Camille, tell me a little bit about you guys. I believe about 3 years ago were bought by a larger company called Vector Solutions. Can you tell me a little bit about what the benefit of that acquisition has been for you guys?
Sure. Well, through Vector Solutions, we have had a lot more resources to put into our platforms. We've been able to enhance a lot of our features. We've been able to add on different libraries. In fact, with recent things going on in the world, we've been able to pivot really easily to provide additional content that was needed, for instance, with the COVID-19 trainings. And through them and being able to show that support for us and financially and with resources, we've just been able to really increase our platforms and make them better for our customers.
Fantastic. Well, Camille, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Kevin. It's good talking to you.
Always.